protection up here. We worked on
yeah, it's protected here. Big body punch up. I look for it every time. So every time it's here, I mean it's qualified.
Without them, we was looking at stopping the knowledge, but without the body, take his body shots away and he's fucking half at him, you know what I mean? Because he's body punch, isn't he? What's the range on this?
So here, first round of John McCALLUM versus Sylwester WALCZAK, and John McCALLUM here on his 6th pro debut, winning all 5 points so far against Sylwester WALCZAK, who's won 4, lost 8, been stopped 3 times and 1 draw. So it'll be a tough test for McCALLUM. Good amateur pedigree McCALLUM, fought at a high level. I know his early part of his career stalled from promotional problems, Josh. I don't know whether you know much more about that.
He wasn't as active as he wanted to, and he signed with my dad Steve Goodwin. He's had 2 fights in the last few months now, so he's moving along nicely.
He's from a boxing family. His uncle Tommy McCALLUM was a Scottish light middleweight champion in the 1980s. He won 7 Scottish titles as an amateur, as well as 7 Eastern District titles, and he won gold, silver and bronze in the national stage as well. So he's been around a bit, John McCALLUM. The only thing he may do is lack a little bit of power, which he hasn't done as of yet. As in the first 5 fights, he's won all 5 by stoppage. But then saying that, WALCZAK, who he's fighting, has never stopped anyone either. So winning 4, all of them on points. So
most likely result is going to go the full 8 rounds.
Yeah, we'd expect it to be a full 8 rounds. Nice right hand there from McCALLUM. Left hand from WALCZAK as he comes away there, missing with a right hand, McCALLUM dipping down. It's been a quiet opening round so far, Josh.
Yeah, it's just, I think they're both just seeing what each other's got to offer.
Yeah, McCALLUM having a little bit of a look. McCALLUM looks the bigger, stronger in there of the 2.
He does. I think it looks a weight or 2 above him, to be honest.
Yeah, he does look big. Oh, he gets caught with a little left hook as he comes in there. And WALCZAK getting through with a left to the body early on. That jab getting through from WALCZAK there. Not much head movement from McCALLUM, gets caught with a left hook there. Obviously from native Scotland, McCALLUM, as we said, fought for Scotland as an amateur. So both fighters just having a look in the first round. You can hear the shots landing. There's been a lot of close work so far, Josh. Been a lot of sort of a bit messy the opening round.
A bit scrappy.
McCALLUM having a look. WALCZAK's looking for, bending down, looking for that looping left hook that he's caught McCALLUM with a few times, but I think McCALLUM's been the busier of the 2. He's landed with the jabs a bit more regular than WALCZAK, and certainly been the aggressor. McCallum's the one that's looking to put his punches together.
Well, I think WALCZAK's already trying to hold on, so...
Hold on, mess. End of the first round, McCALLUM 1 up. So round 2 of the scheduled 8 in the light middleweight division. Scottish John McCALLUM in the pink shorts versus the Polish Sylwester WALCZAK in the gold shorts. The opening round we scored to McCALLUM just through work rate and trying to put his shots together.
I think he's just smothering his work a bit too much. If he just tries to give himself a bit more space, it'll be the best thing.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of it's been a bit messy and a bit scrappy as they're both trying to get into range and throw the shots. And I'd just like to see McCALLUM just get off his jab a little bit more. He's got a good amateur pedigree, so he must be used to using his jab. A nice surge forward there, but again, fell in, and it's obviously got messy again. Nice jab to the body from WALCZAK there, and countered with an overhand right to the left temple of WALCZAK. Good shot there from McCALLUM. He's trying to work his feet in, McCALLUM. He's taking little steps. He's trying to work closer. He's trying to get close to close the range. But as you said, Josh, I think he's perhaps getting too close before throwing his shots. Yeah. And it's ended up being a messy affair so far. Nice left hook on the break there from
McCALLUM just needs to double and triple that jab up, keep him at range, not get up so close to him.
Good right hand there from McCALLUM getting through to WALCZAK. Just waiting for someone to take hold of this fight, Josh. No one's really stamped their authority on the round. I mean,
hopefully it might be one of those fights that takes a few rounds to warm up, but
I suppose both mindful they've got 8 rounds to do, and a good shot there by McCALLUM, and again another right hand. Pushing WALCZAK against the ropes and looking for that right hand. McCALLUM now, he's trying to find his range a little bit better. Again, a lot of messy. Jeff Hines has had a lot to do so far, keeps splitting them up. Looking from a left hook to the body, but maybe attacked from a little bit too far out. McCALLUM holding the back of the head. Ref having a little word there. WALCZAK just missing with a uppercut there as he ref told to broke, but luckily whistling past McCallum's head. Nice 1-2 there from McCALLUM, but none of them landing flush. And end of a second round, and again you probably just score the round to McCALLUM for work rate alone, really. So round 3 of a scheduled 8 in the light middleweight division. If you just join us, John McCALLUM in the pink shorts versus Sylwester WALCZAK in the gold shorts. We've got McCALLUM 2 rounds ahead. Through just work rate alone, it's failed to catch a light so far, Josh, and it's failed for one of them to take the fight by the scruff of the neck. It's been a bit of a scrappy affair so far.
WALCZAK's just looking to hold every time McCALLUM gets close to him.
A bit more of an attack. McCALLUM just controlling the range a little bit better now. I'd like to see McCALLUM use that jab rather than just pouring that hand out. I'd like to see him use it as a weapon rather than just pouring it out.
More of an amateur style than a professional.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, that jab can be such a weapon, and the thing is, when you pour the jab out like that, you kind of let your opponent know that you only get the right hand to throw. So it's I'd like to see him put a bit of snap into the jab, work off of that jab to try and open WALCZAK up a bit, because he's there to be hit. WALCZAK, his arms are quite far apart, his body's open. He does lean back well, he does move his head out the way, but he doesn't move his feet with it. So I think if McCALLUM doubles the jab and then throws a straight right hand, I think he'll catch WALCZAK, because he's not moving his feet, he's just leaning back. So I think he's been there to hit. He just hasn't been able to get into his rhythm as of yet and find WALCZAK with any regularity. Jeff Hines having a look now. I don't know whether he's lost his gum shield or...
I can't believe it. Does the doctor come to have a look?
Or maybe a cut. Dr. Zapp having a look. I haven't seen it, Josh. I don't know whether it was a clash of heads or a punch.
I didn't notice it personally.
It's obviously quite a serious one. They're taking a bit of time. The doctor's having a look after it's been wiped. They're having a good look at this, Josh. It must be more more serious than we expect. It's taken a long time. There's a long way to go in this fight, Josh. If it doesn't stop now, he's dabbing at it, McCALLUM. It seems to be a cut on his left eye, and a target for WALCZAK now. He can go for that left eye, and the doctor took a bit of time, so I think McCALLUM knows he's got to get him out there. But one thing we said before, we're not sure if McCallum's got the power.
He's got a bit more urgency about his work now.
He's got to. If the cut's as bad as we think it is, we can't really see it from where we're positioned. But it's obviously pretty serious. The doctor was having a long look and the ref was taking advice. So there is certainly more urgency in McCallum's work. And we wanted someone to take a hold of this fight, and it looks like the cut
made McCALLUM do it.
The cut has forced the fight into it, which is better for us to watch as a fan. So, oh, a left hook there from WALCZAK as McCALLUM tries to lean in with the right hand. And I can see that cut on the left eye now. It's quite bad, but a good right hand from McCALLUM now.
That's better from McCALLUM there. He's not letting WALCZAK grab hold of him. He's working him over now.
Definitely better urgency from McCALLUM. This is what we'd like to see in the first round. The cut has forced it. Maybe he was mindful if he's got the 8 rounds, and that cut is serious. He's got to be careful though. He doesn't want to take too many more shots from WALCZAK on that cut. But I'm surprised WALCZAK hasn't thrown more shots, but he's getting his head in there on that cut when they're in close. And I don't know whether the cut oh, that right hand was straight on the cut. I don't know whether it was a punch or a clash of heads that the cut come from.
Referee taking another look at the
cut.
cut.
Look at that cut and end of the round. And
that was McCallum's best round.
Yeah, definitely McCALLUM round. Round 4 of a scheduled 8, and the third round come to life a little bit. That was because of a cut on the left eye of John McKenna in the pink shorts. John McCALLUM, sorry, in the pink shorts. And I thought WALCZAK would have made that left eye a bit more of a target in the last round, and just as I said that, he lands a right hand straight on it. He seems to have settled down a bit more in this round. There was a bit of urgency in the last round. Due to the cut, it seems to have brought McCALLUM on after that cut, but he seems more settled now, McCALLUM, this round. He's settled back in, Josh. It was a bit frantic in the last round, and now the corner's had 60 seconds to work on that cut. Maybe he feels a bit more confident about it. Good right hand from WALCZAK. Again, it's back to a bit of a messy affair this round. Nice jab there from WALCZAK. Right uppercut on the inside from WALCZAK, just missing. McCallum's just got to be careful of WALCZAK in close. He's rubbing that head on the left side of McCallum's. Every time they get into a clinch, Josh, WALCZAK's head comes to McCallum's left side, and his head's rubbing right on that cut. He's got to be careful.
Let's keep his distance a bit more.
Especially if he's that cut is as bad as we think it may be, the way the doctor was having a look at it in the third round. That right hand on that cut straight again. WALCZAK attempting the body. Well, we've got McCALLUM 3 rounds ahead so far, Josh, and that's through just work rate and cleaner shots, but it's not been a classic by any stretch of the means.
But McCallum's doing what he has to do though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, he's grounding out the results, and it is an 8-rounder, and he seems to have settled down after the cut. And again, he's fairly inexperienced. This is his 6th fight, McCALLUM, so he may have never had to deal with a cut before, so this is all in the experience bank, so to speak, as he goes forward. I know the good wins and yourself have got high hopes for McCALLUM. Oh, cracking shot!
Cracking shot.
As we were saying earlier, we didn't know whether. So round 5, and McCallum scoring a knockdown in that last round from a left hook, putting WALCZAK over.
I'd like to see him do exactly the same, not go looking for the knockout, just wait for it to come.
Yeah, exactly. McCALLUM got a bit frantic after the knockdown, and rightly so, trying to finish him off. But as you say, just keep calm. He's got to think about what set up the shot, how he got that left hook that landed, and you know he's got to be confident now. He's got the power to put WALCZAK over. So you know he hasn't got to go frantic. He hasn't got to go start looking for stuff. He's just got to try and think about what set that shot up. And WALCZAK's fought all over the world. He's not got the best record, but his biggest win come against George Michael Carman, who has been the WBO Youth Silver welterweight champion as well as the IBO Youth Light Welter champion. Now, I don't know much about the youth titles, but I know George Michael Carman was 10-0 at the time, and WALCZAK beat him on points. So
it's an impressive win as well.
Yeah, it's a big win for him. I say his biggest win in the UK. So. And George Michael Carman's gone on to win a few fights after that as well, so I think he's 14-1 at the moment, something like that. So, you know, he can pull out a win when he needs to, but he's only won 4 inside 13 and none inside the distance. So,
see, John, you want to go back to see John working on the outside? That's how he got the knockdown. So
yeah, working on the outside. I mean, he's got his amateur pedigree, and I'd just like to see him use his jab a little bit more, like that. Just try and set up the 1-2. I'd really like to see him use the double jab and right hand, as I spoke about in the last round. That WALCZAK leans back but doesn't take his feet with it. The double jab to set it up, and I think he'll land all day with the right hand as he goes through. But it's easier said than done. It's easy for us sitting here, Josh.
Exactly. Oh, it's lovely.
3 left hooks there from McCALLUM.
Oh,
and a right hand,
and
a right hand again on the temple. I know McCALLUM in 2011's had some, a nice right hand from McCALLUM and a left hook. I know in 2011 he had some injury problems. I remember reading he broke both his hand, his ankle, and burst an eardrum in 2011. So that wasn't the lucky year. Yeah, wasn't the luckiest of years for him. 2 broken hands and an ankle. That's pretty impressive. Nice right uppercut, left hook there. Well, fair play to McCallum's corner. They was obviously serious about that cut in the 3rd round, and in the 5th round now there seems to be no problem from it. So they've done good work on the cut. The ref was obviously concerned about it, but it seems to be causing no more problems now.
McCALLUM again's gone back to smothering his work. He just needs to work on the outside a bit more. Doubling and tripling that jab up. Another McCALLUM round.
Yeah, another McCALLUM round. So that's 5 rounds with the knockdown. Should be 6 rounds ahead. Round 6 of a scheduled 8 in a light middleweight division. John McCALLUM in the pink shorts versus Sylwester WALCZAK in the black and gold shorts. Again, another scrappy affair so far. Good jab to the body there from McCALLUM. It's been a scrappy affair, Josh, isn't it? Nice right hand there from McCALLUM. Excellent shot. Almost spun WALCZAK all the way round. And it's a shame McCALLUM hasn't got the power, because you know when he gets through, he lands cleanly. It's you know, he just seems to lack that stunning power he could get to get the knockout wins, because you know he is getting into positions in times and he's landing with clean shots. Right uppercut on the break there from WALCZAK, and he's thrown a right hand through, but a left hook from McCALLUM just landing. Right uppercut, left hook, and then a left hook again getting through. The second left hook after the uppercut getting through and rocking WALCZAK back. Missing with the right hand there. WALCZAK's just looking for that single shot, and a nice right hand again from McCALLUM.
Oh, another good shot by WALCZAK.
Yeah, WALCZAK. It just seems WALCZAK's just putting the 1 shots together. He's not throwing a combination. WALCZAK looking for the 1 shot, which is Interesting. There's a lot of blood on the back of WALCZAK there, so maybe that eye's opened up again. So we mentioned at the start of this round, Josh, they've done a good job on it, but it seems to have reopened there.
It's pouring onto WALCZAK's back.
Judging from the blood that's pouring down.
McCALLUM doesn't look too comfortable in there at the moment.
I think he's winning this round. I think it's becoming a little bit hard for him, and the cut may be bothering him slightly. But to be fair to him, he's got the cut. He hasn't gone mad. He hasn't gone crazy. He's obviously listened to his corner and told him that his cut isn't that bad, and to just get back to his boxing. And it's just been a real clash of styles, this one, Josh.
Exactly. It has had its moments of entertainment, but
yeah, the third round obviously sprung into the light from the cut, but apart from that, it's been a very good right hand from WALCZAK, followed by a left hook from McCALLUM. Better from McCALLUM, pouring forward. He's just got to be careful with that head, Josh. That cut is still open. He's got to be careful.
The corner need to do a good job in this minute.
And tying another McCALLUM round.
I was going to want to put some plank into the boxing ball. That's going to see worse than you do. You upset them.
Okay, round 7 of a scheduled 8, and I mean McCallum's easily got this in the bank, but it's been far from a classic so far, Josh. And
but McCALLUM's had to deal with a bad cut by the look of it, and he's done what against an awkward person. He's done what he's had to get the win. He's won every round so far on our card, so.
I mean, you can only beat what's in front of you, and that's what McCallum's doing so far. He is winning the rounds, and there's a better flurry from him. A right hand left hook, and then turning the left hook downstairs. It's just been a clash of styles. Most of the fight has been there, isn't it? The arms locked with each other, and
some fights just sometimes happens in boxing, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not everyone can be a classic, Josh. But you know, on the flip side of that, there's stuff that McCALLUM can take away from this so far. Is he's had to deal with a cut, that is experience in the bank, and he's up against a tough guy in WALCZAK. He's only been stopped 3 times before in 13 contests, so he survives majority of them.
Oh, I love
nice right uppercut there.
I'd just like to see McCALLUM start popping that jab out, not pour him a bit.
Yeah, I mean, as we spoke earlier, Josh, he's got a good amateur pedigree, but he doesn't seem to be using his amateur pedigree. He doesn't seem to be using the skills that would have done him well in the amateurs. You expect most amateurs to come in with good footwork and good straight shots at least, and he doesn't seem to be utilising them today. Nice right uppercut there, and the left hook just a little bit too close. It whisked around the back of the head of WALCZAK. Tried to switch it up a little bit there, turn into the lead left uppercut with the right hand, not landing cleanly.
McCALLUM should start trying working on the inside like he was a few rounds ago. He had great success when he done that.
It's interesting, when they've got close, neither fighter's really tried to take a stranglehold of the inside work, is it? It's kind of, once they're there, it's kind of just ended up into a clinch and then being broke from there. And Jeff Hines has had his work cut out spitting these two today. Nice right hand from WALCZAK there, and McCALLUM answering back, but falling into the shots.
He's not going to generate the power he needs. He needs to plant those feet.
Realised a little bit off balance. That was better for him. Missed with the right hand, and he's wobbled WALCZAK. WALCZAK's legs did a little dance there and ended a round. That was better from McCALLUM. Just wobbled him at the end there with the left hook. McCALLUM round again. So 8th and final round of the light middleweight contest between John McCALLUM and Sylwester WALCZAK. I don't know about you, Josh, no disrespect to either fighter, but I won't be calling for a rematch anytime soon.
McCALLUM just needs to move on and maybe get him a few better fighters that show his true skill.
Absolutely, you can only beat what's in front of you, and that's what McCallum's done comfortably today. You know, he's never really been in trouble. He put WALCZAK down with that left hook in the 4th round. He suffered a cut eye in the 3rd round. But it has really been a clash of styles. And
I think McCallum's barely dropped around in his pro career so far. So he just maybe needs to work on his bit more power, but he got a knockdown today, so maybe that's starting to develop.
he switched to southpaw for a second, and a look at something different, which is interesting to see.
That shows he's probably feeling comfortable in there if he's trying some new stuff out.
And again, another clinch, and I don't know how many clinches there's been in this fight, Josh, but there's been a fair few.
Too many.
That's better from McCallum, and to be fair to McCallum, WALCZAK is awkward, isn't he? He moves his body in.
He's got long arms as well.
Yeah, you know, he's dipping way outside at funny angles, and as McCallum's trying to close the distance to land his shots, he's falling in. Good left hook there from McCallum. That was the shot he put WALCZAK down in the 4th round. Good right to the body, that's much better from McCallum. Right uppercut and left hook. How far do you see McCallum going in this division? It's a tough division, the light middleweight. Obviously you've got the likes of Brian Rose at the light middleweight at the top at the moment. He's going on for a world title now.
Got Liam Smith as well, Commonwealth
Liam
champion.
Smith, Eric Oching, and
I think it's a good domestic division, but he's still learning, so he's got a long way to go yet.
And this is his 6th fight, so I'd imagine they'll be looking at sort of four or five more relatively easy fights going forward for his experience, and then maybe look for a Masters or a Southern Area title after that, Josh.
Yeah. I'll be more of a Scottish area title.
Well, Scottish area title, yeah, sorry, from Scotland. Obviously residing from Edinburgh in Scotland. John McCallum, known as the Golden Boy. Not quite sure why, but that's his alias. The Golden Boy wearing pink shorts.
I think McCallum realises he's won the fight, he's just not taking any more risks.
Oh, he gets caught with a shot there. The commentator's curse, he said he's not taking many risks because he jumped straight into a left hook from WALCZAK. But he took it well, to be fair to him, he didn't seem hurt at all.
WALCZAK's had no knockout win, so you wouldn't expect him to.
And again, WALCZAK just dips to his right, really low, doesn't he? It's difficult. And that's the end of 8th round, and McCallum has won every single round on my card. And McCallum not too happy at the end there, I think, from the holding, and I think he's just a bit frustrated that he couldn't look good against a very awkward opponent. There we go, confirmation. McCallum wins 79-73 and picks up the vacant International Masters Bronze Light Middleweight title. And it was a very awkward fight for him, but he's come through it and he's picked up his first title, Josh.
Yeah, he's done what he had to do to get the win.